Well, I got one question for you, punk. Do you feel super, mega lucky? Well, do ya?
So, Super Mega Lucky Box is super easy to set up. All you do is take these Lucky Box cards, you shuffle them. They don't shuffle too well though because they have that dry erase coating on them, which makes them kind of sticky. Anywho, you give each player 5 cards. They get to keep 3 of them and add them to their tableau. Give each player a scoring card and set the tokens in the middle of the table. Take these number cards, which are numbered 1 through 9, and there are 2 copies of each. Give them a good shuffle, count out 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Set them aside for now, and then choose one active player to be the flipper. You know you want to be the flipper. During the game, the flipper, which I'm pretty sure that's not what the box calls the person, will be flipping 1 card at a time. And simultaneously, all players will choose that number on one of their boxes, and only one, and mark it off. And then play continues. Then the flipper flips over another card. And then the players get to choose what 6 they want to mark off. Ooh, I'm hoping for a 5. Let's get a 5, and it's a 7. Oh, a 7. Didn't need a 7. Luckily, we each start with 4 of these little lightning bolt tokens, and these can be used to mitigate the luck in the game. Players can use these to add or subtract 1 from the sum of the card. So that 7, I really could use a 5, so I will discard 2 of them to make it a 5. Now I can mark off this box here. Look at that, it's like bingo, but with decisions. Crossing off that row there, that allows me that bonus of a 2. That means I get to mark off a 2 now, anywhere. So anytime you complete a row or a column, you'll get these bonuses that are shown at the end of each row or column. So if I were to cross these off here, I would get 2 of these awesome lightning bolts. If I were to cross off this direction here, I would get to cross off one of those stars. And the more stars you get in the round, the more points they're worth. 1, 4, 9, respectively. And these moons here, these moons, at the end of the game, whoever has the most moons will gain 6 points. Whoever has the least moons will lose 6 points. So in a 2-player game, that's a 12-point swing. It's kind of rough. And play will continue until all 9 of these cards have been flipped by the flipper. And players will then score 15, 12, 10, or 8 points respectively, depending on the round. So it's better to finish your boxes soon. And that's really about it. Well, Phil Walker Harding does it again and comes up with a brilliant, simple little dry erase flip and write. You may be familiar with Silver and Gold, which is kind of like a Tetris style flip and write game. Very easy to teach, easy to learn, but this game right here, this Super Mega Lucky Box, I feel trumps Silver and Gold in just about every way. The components seem just a scotch nicer. The cards dry erase a little better. The markers are a little bit better. This one plays 1 to 6 players, which I feel like for this type of game, it should play 6 players because everyone's playing simultaneously. So there's really no need to wait for turns or anything. So the scaling from 1 to 6 players is perfectly fine. The art is simple yet charming, kind of has that Schoolhouse Rock type of feel. If you're old enough to remember that stuff, I'm creeping up on 40, not there yet, but I still remember the Schoolhouse Rock stuff. I mean, this game is pretty much bingo for gamers. There is almost zero teach in this game. If you're familiar with how bingo works, you can probably pick this game up and play it. You just flip over one of those cards and you decide which one you want to mark off. And everyone's playing at the same time, so it's fantastic. Yet there are still decisions to be made, and you can still mitigate the luck with those lightning bolt tokens by adding or subtracting and kind of delegating when you should actually spend those, because you don't have a whole bunch of them. So you got to be a little stingy with them and decide when it's time to spend these valuable tokens. And often throughout the game, you'll mark off a box completing a row that lets you check off another number, which then completes a column. Oh, but then that one completes. So there's these big combos that feel really satisfying. And throughout the entire game, it seems like you're always getting rewarded. You're getting peppered with these little bonuses, little tokens, little checking off extra boxes, and it's quite satisfying. So it's a pretty fast-paced game with zero downtime. Easy to teach. I can't think of a good reason not to pick this one up. It's definitely staying in the Beards collection. I guess if I were to be nitpicking, and this is the most ridiculous thing ever, the tokens are a plastic, and I would have really loved it if they were wooden. But, you know, everything else in the game is plastic, so maybe it's just to kind of fit the theme and the overall aesthetics and textile feel of everything. But anywho, this one is definitely staying in the Beards collection. Phil Walker Hardy knocked this one out of the park again. If you found this episode entertaining or informative at all, please consider clicking that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.